The stage of judging we're at right now is we've just done in-book and we're going to do pencils this morning. In fact, they're probably doing it right now while I'm talking to you. So it'll all be sorted by the time I get back, which is great. The good thing, we've actually been really quite stringent with the work, which is great. So there's a real tight collection of pieces at in-book. And a real breadth as well. I think the category is brilliant because there's so many different things it can do and different ways that come under the kind of branch of marketing in a sense. And so there's loads and loads of diverse stuff, which again shows the agility of the medium and the possibilities, which I think is really great. And there's real contention in there for pieces such as Apple.com actually is the big contentious point, because we believe it's never been entered before, and suddenly here's this website that actually is one of the biggest influences in design and digital design for the past decade, and also you could argue had the best influential year last year with the meteoric rise in apps, and the design of the site has influenced so much stuff, and the way that it communicates and the way that it educates around the products and the way that it is shamelessly sales. So, but at the other point, it's also Apple.com. So how do you award Apple.com? You're kind of like, hang on a minute, that's like awarding Amazon.com in a way. So it's really a contentious point there. And then the flip side of that is there's a piece for a hotel in Berlin, which is just off the wall. And it's crazy, but it's brilliant because the hotel kind of realizes that it's targeting a certain fan base and just says, if you're not in that fan base, I don't care. And that's exactly what marketing should be doing right now, is fan base, not database principles, and just saying, I'm going to focus in on these people and everyone else can go to hell because these are the people that will come stay in my hotel. So it's this crazy illustration nonsense. And I was really pleased to see that get through, because it could have easily slid, because it actually is a bit stupid. But the beauty of the medium is that humour, charm, idiocy, fun is equally as high as effectiveness in achieving the solution in a sense. I didn't see, like, normally what you're really looking for, I think, is something that really hits you and you go, I've never seen that before, this is really fresh, this is something that you just kind of fall in love with a bit. If you've, like anything, there are, whether it's from a point of view of a designer or a marketeer, that's a horrible word, edit that out, or someone who does advertising, there's somewhere in that, either it's a cuteness or the elegance of an idea, or it is the, with websites, the way it's been executed with a certain interaction. There isn't anything that's kind of done that really. There's a lot of good work, but nothing that's really bounced massively high up, which is a shame, and is possibly indicative of the market, or actually is indicative of the market. I think that it's been a bit difficult, but also the acceleration of the medium has meant it's more difficult to do good stuff. Or actually the bar is probably raised, so good stuff 2 or 3 years ago is now normal stuff. So we're seeing stuff that won't get through that would have easily won a pencil a couple of years ago. And that's right, that's just natural progression. But it's meant that to raise above the bar again is harder, which means that I think has meant that the work is not so sensational. There's nothing that's come out and gone bang, but that's probably right too. Like, it's such an effort to go shooting high, and anything like a black pencil should carry something extraordinary. I think with websites it's a little different, because it's not necessarily per se marketing first, because there's so many other facets into that, but the idea still is sort of the driving factor. You're looking for something that's appropriate to the brand, something that is the intersection between the brand and its target, obviously. Something charming, something fresh, something with a bit of personality. Again, because it's within, well, actually not anymore, something that will actually create debate, get wheels spinning through communities or people to talk about, so something with a bit of social currency attached to it. But mainly just something that goes bang, yeah, that's cool, just something that's cool. Yeah, it's interesting, the question of brands taking risks, because on the front line of advertising, you don't really see them taking risks. It's actually very safe right now, and the the adage of not being fired for hiring IBM seems to be a nice place to hide if you're a brand right now, because even though everything indicates you should right now take risk and take steps to be different because you need to step out and change the way marketing's working, everything's a little bit safe and hiding. So I don't see a lot of risk, but you do read about it in the undercurrents of innovation of what's happening with, say, Unilever in the Far East.